Yo, what's good everybody? It's your boy Starraker X back here with another video. And today's video is what if DEKU was in a quirk marriage part 3. And my bad for the lack of videos in the past month. I've been waiting for my PC to get here. Then I couldn't find a display cable. Well, my display cable wasn't coming in for I had ordered it and it had came like a week later. So I had to go to Walmart and get another one. But that was like a couple of days ago. So I just been taking a little bit of a break, play Fortnite and stuff. Just chill out before I start YouTube again. But my apologies for the lack of videos. But I'm trying to post a lot more since the summer break. But anyways, let's get on with the what if. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment with the suggestions, and yeah, if you subscribe and post notifications on, then you won't miss out on any of my videos. And if you enjoy this series, go ahead and leave a like, and go ahead and smash the like button. Yeah, and I think it's the first 5 people to that view the video, that if they like and comment, it really helps the video out a lot. So just, if you want to support me, go ahead and do that, okay? But anyways, I got another recording software. If the video sounds different in any way, that's why, okay? Anyways, let's get on with the what if. Okay, so where we left off is when DEKU is chasing All For One in the city, or his Midoriya, his dad, really. But anyway, DEKU and All For One are fighting while running. Well, All For One is running from DEKU. DEKU is catching up to him little by little, and when he can, he punches him, and he injures him even more. Kind of like a modern Sonic boss battle. If y'all know from Sonic Generations, some of the boss battles are like that, what I just described. Just think about that. Just that's how it is. That's what they're doing. But anyways, All For One then jumps, and then he flies towards the ground, and then he creates a huge it looks like a meteor striking the ground, but then he starts burrowing through the earth. DEKU then says, "Oh crap! I let him get away." And then he says, He thinks, "I really wish I knew where he was right now." But then he feels something that he feels an overwhelming surge of power, and then he feels like he had gained another quirk. As you all know, if any of y'all have read the My Academia manga, DEKU gets one of the quirks from, I believe it's the 4th or 5th user of One For All. This being Danger Sense. He could sense any danger, but since All For One wasn't really doing anything that was bloodlusted, he was really just running away. Danger Sense didn't activate, but after he had gained Danger Sense, DEKU's back started to itch and hurt, and it was on the top left side of his back. He felt that it was that the area was in the shape of a star, and then once it finished, he was able to sense All For One. Now, what I'm referring to is the star birthmark that all the Joestar family has. Just how Jotaro and Joseph could sense Dio, who was in Jonathan Joestar's body, and part 3 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders. So yeah, he can sense him, but he can't get to him because his Earth quirk isn't powerful enough to burrow that far through the ground. And All For One was almost at the magma level or whatever. His layer was far down. But anyway, Endeavor then sees Endeavor was watching the whole battle, and then he said, then he like jumps to like Izuku. Well, he flies to him using his own fire quirk, and then he says, "Midoriya, what are you doing? What are you doing chasing that villain? He's like really, really dangerous. You're only 14. You can't take him on." And then Deku says, "First off, old man, yes I can. Second off, you're not gonna do it. You're too scared, so I have to do it." And then he runs off back home. When he gets home, he tells Inko about how the man she had been married to for about 15, 16, I think 15 or 16 years, was the number one villain, all for one. She breaks down in tears, and then Deku says, "I'll beat that villain up for you." And then Inko, comforted by Deku's words, says, "Okay." Deku then goes to his room, falls asleep for a little bit, but wakes up in the middle of the night after a horrifying dream. This dream being that he was like All For One. He was like him and All For One were in a very dark space, kind of like a limbo. And All For One had came to him and told him that you're too weak, you can't do anything, you won't accomplish anything in life, and starts beating him down. Deku then thinks, I can beat that villain. I'm gonna be greater than All Might. I'm gonna be the best hero in history. And then he thinks to himself, I wonder if I can create quirks. Now, he cannot create quirks. His quirk being ether, but like he can like take quirks based off of he can take them. He can decide to take them, or he can oh god, I really should have scripted this. He can decide to take them, or he can basically perfectly copy them and leave them with their original users. So it's like a better version. It's like a good version of All For One. Him being like All For One's son, and the quirk being mutated. But Deku also has another quirk, and it's called 100% brain power. When it's okay, so 100% brain power is basically like a mutated like version of the telepathy that Inko uses. It being that Deku can like unlock more of his like percents of his brain power in different increments. So say like like how like they say, well, people say that you only use about like 10% of your brain at a time. Deku can like increase that percentage by 5 every time he gets a 100 on like a test or like an exam or something like that. That's his quirk. Or like a really challenging exam, not just any regular exam. But anyway, or any situation that tests his like mental fortitude or brain power or smarts. Y'all get what I'm saying. But anyway, so he was at 15% brain power by now, because his like mental fortitude was like a challenge when Endeavor said that he couldn't take All For One on, and when he had told Endeavor that you can't do it, so I have to do it. So his mental fortitude had increased, as well as his brain power percentage. So he had unlocked telepathy and higher IQ. So yeah. But Deku, still thinking that he can create quirks, thinks to himself, laser eyes. And he tries to put all his focus and energy onto his eyes, and putting a lot of strain on them. And then nothing happens. And then Deku thinks to himself, as if he was creating a quirk, I'll just have to think about it, and like my eyes will shoot lasers out of him. He tries it again. He thinks, laser eyes, but nothing happens. So yeah, He decides to call his girlfriend Shota, and it's about 12 o'clock at night, so she's asleep. But he calls her anyway. The phone rings once. Please pick up. Please pick up. Please pick up. Phone rings twice. Come on, Shota, what are you doing? I know you're not asleep. Phone rings a third time. Might as well just hang up. Then he hangs up. Phone makes a beep noise, and he goes to sleep. Around 2 o'clock in the morning, Shota calls him back. Rings once. Come on, Deku, pick up. Rings twice. I know he's not asleep. Rings a third time. Might as well just hang up. She hangs up. Phone makes a beep noise. Then she goes back to sleep. Deku then wakes up and says, why would she wake up at 2 o'clock and call me? She was already asleep. But decides to call her. When she picks up, he says, good morning, sleepyhead. Well, actually, no. Why did I do that? No. Why did I put the echo on there? But he says, good morning, sleepyhead. And then Shota says, good morning. But anyways, how did you sleep last night? Deku says, Shota said, okay. And then Shota says, how did you sleep last night? And then Deku says, okay. And then Shota says, well, I'll see you at school. They have 1 day of summer school because, Deku had failed one class with him being distracted by a couple of things, But anyway, Shota had as well. So they have to take one day of summer school, making up for that class. Then they have to take an exam to pass that class. If they don't, they'll be put back in the 8th grade. So when they get to school, Deku and Shota both ace the test. Deku's 100% brain power quirk activating, and his brain power going to 20%, increasing his telepathy power and also giving him levitation. Deku then thinks to himself, whoa, I can levitate? I mean, I already could, but this is even better than that. But I think I can combine these two quirks. Deku then tries to overlay his levitation with float. He feels completely weightless. Also, oops, my bad. Also, he can fly at incredible speeds, up to 200 miles per hour, which is pretty fast. He can increase it, but the strain on his skin at him going that fast is too great. But anyways, when Deku gets home, he thinks to himself, I wonder what else I can activate with this new quirk, and what should I call it? Deku then thinks to himself, I'll call it 100% brain power, as this already being the name of the quirk, but I just want to let Deku name it. But anyways, Deku gets home, starts training, then he goes to bed. He feels a sinister presence as his Danger Sense quirk starts to activate. That's the end of this part to this what if. Bye, Starbreakers.